ago. I call the meeting of the City University Construction Fund to order, noting the presence of a quorum. We will take up the following items for approval. Action items. Item 1 is approval of the minutes of the April 23rd, 2026 meeting of the Fund, number 2479. I move the approval of item 1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. I will report on the second resolution. Fellow trustees, the Board Committee on Governance considered the following matters at its meeting on June 30th, 2026, which I will now present to the Board. Item 2 is a resolution approving the annual report on procurement contracts and the amended and restated guidelines for procurement contracts, number 2477. This resolution approves the annual report on procurement contracts for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. The changes to the guidelines for procurement contracts for 2026 include amending Section D to reflect an increase to the threshold of discretionary purchases for MWBE and SDVOB firms to $1,500,000. This aligns with the fiscal year 2026 enacted state budget that increased the discretionary purchasing threshold from $750,000 to $1,500,000 when buying from New York State certified MWBE firms. This amendment to the procurement guidelines builds on the CUCF's commitment to expanding opportunities for MWBE and SDVOB firms. Additionally, Section C83 of the guidelines are amended to reflect state financial law statute 139-M that requires bidders competitively bidding on New York State contracts to certify that they have implemented a written policy addressing gender-based violence in the workplace and provided to all employees, directors, and board members. I present item 2 for the board's consideration. Do I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. I now report on the third resolution. Item 3 is a resolution approving the restated guidelines for the disposition of real and personal property, number 2478. This resolution approves and adopts the restated guidelines for the disposition of real and personal property. These guidelines were first adopted on August 21st, 2021 and have not been amended. I present item 3 for the board's consideration. Do I have a second? Please. Thank you. Okay. Any discussion on this matter? Please.
Yeah. What's the difference between the motion that was adopted in 2021 and this motion?
In this motion here, there is no changes this year.
But I'm sorry, maybe I misheard. I thought you said this was adopted initially in 21 and that I heard that there had been changes and that there was a difference between the two, which is why we're passing it again. Or is it just need to get passed as a procedural motion every few years?
Yeah, as a procedure.
Why is this before us now? That's my question.
Can I answer? Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, so, excuse me, it's regarded by state law that we have to do this annually. It has to be recorded annually, so that's why this has to be done.
Got it.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, any other discussion? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Item 4 is a resolution to authorize construction for the Student Center Dining Hall at the College of Staten Island, number 2480. I now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The dining hall project encompasses a comprehensive renovation of the existing facility to enhance functionality, efficiency, and the overall student dining experience. Once complete, the renovated dining hall will be able to accommodate an estimated maximum occupancy of approximately 600 students, allowing the facility to better support peak dining periods and large campus events. The renovation will bring approximately 19,000 square feet of space into a state of good repair. The project will also include the installation of a modern code-compliant fire suppression system to enhance life safety and protect both occupants and facility operation. The scope also includes lighting upgrades, ductwork improvement, a new exterior canopy, facade repairs, and outdoor paver work. The project is expected to increase the overall campus state of good repair by approximately 1.5%. Construction is anticipated to commence July 2026 with an estimated substantial completion date of November 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVOP goals. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna ask, do I have I'm gonna make a motion, and do I have a second, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes.
Please.
When there's a budget, so the number, the 16,996 number, I'm assuming that's what's been appropriated by the legislature for this, is that correct?
That is part of the appropriation, yes, by the legislature, by the state, yes.
Got it. And when the project, how much do you anticipate the project costs, and what percentage of that do you hold back to get to that 16,966 number for change orders and whatnot? I'm just curious about what's the procedure that you use and what you hold back for what could be change orders. So what is the project? What do you anticipate the project actually costing initially? What did they come back with the bid? And then what and how much above that then is for change orders and things that you don't necessarily expect?
So, Trustee Capability, you mean by hold back, you mean allocated for contingency?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah. So it's based on the complexity of the project. There will be, a percentage somewhere between 10 to 20% based on the complexity and the unforeseen conditions. For this particular project, we are holding about $2 million as contingency.
Great. I think it would be helpful in the resolutions now, having been on this board for a few years, if that number can be stated in the resolutions as well. So we have a sense of what the project costs and what we put in terms of contingency. And then at the end of a year, sort of take a look to see how well we did with those.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm gonna ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Item 5 is a resolution to authorize construction for campus-wide high-temperature hot water and tunnel rehabilitation at the College of Staten Island, number 2481. I now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The campus tunnel project at the College of Staten Island will restore and upgrade the hot water high temperature system by replacing and reconfiguring critical utility tunnel components to maintain system performance and longevity. The project will add new and modified tunnel openings to accommodate new fans and ventilators, improving air circulation. Access hatches will be enhanced to support easier maintenance and inspection. The scope also includes replacing doors between buildings and the utility tunnel to improve overall safety and security. Another key improvement will be water management with the installation of some pumps, associated discharge piping, power connections, and high-level alarms to better control water infiltration and protect tunnel infrastructure. This project will bring the campus utility tunnel into a state of good repair, extending the operational life while improving functionality, safety, and maintainability to support the current and future needs of the campus community. This work eliminates approximately $43 million in existing HVAC requirements. This reduction lowers the HVAC deferred maintenance backlog from roughly 246 million to 200 million. Construction is anticipated to commence in August 2026 with an estimated substantial completion date of November 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVOB goals. Thank you.
Okay, I move the approval of item 5. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Item 6 is a resolution to authorize campus-wide restroom facilities upgrade for the College of Staten Island, number 2482. I now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The campus restroom facilities located in the administration building, student center, performing arts center, and library are heavily utilized by students, faculty, and staff, and visitors. Over time, these facilities have undergone substantial wear, leading to obsolete finishes, aging fixtures, and diminished functionality. The current condition impacts user experience, accessibility, and overall building athletics. To address these issues, we are initiating a phased renovation program, with phase 1 focusing on the comprehensive upgrade of restroom facilities and associated interior finishes in the identified buildings. The necessary upgrades would bring the system and approximately 6,600 square feet into a state of good repair and will significantly improve all the restroom facilities for all users. Completion of the project is expected to reduce overall deferred maintenance and ADA-related requirements by approximately $8 million. Construction is anticipated to commence in August 2026 and be substantially completed by May 2028. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVB goals. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of item 6. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Is the question, is the same company doing this that are doing the other two projects at the college?
Dimitri.
Or are they all different?
It's a single consultant that's doing the work at CSI.
The construction.
The construction
The
manager.
contractor, yeah.
The contractor is a different contractor from other projects, obviously. But I'm not sure I understood the question. The construction manager?
There are three projects happening at the same time at the College of Staten Island.
Yes.
They're big projects. So is one person coordinating all of those projects, and which firm is doing that? Or do you have separate people? Are you treating it like separate projects, each one with its own net project manager?
Thank you.
Sorry if I wasn't clear.
My apologies. These projects are being executed under DASNY. So DASNY is our overall program manager. So they have a structure at CSI whereby there is a construction project manager that's a DASNY person that's there, and that person serves as the linchpin that coordinates the various contractors who will be obviously different between the projects, as well as the CMs. Given the size of these projects would have their own CM, each one of them.
Got it. It just struck me that you're gonna have a dining hall that's out of commission, bathrooms out of commission, and other things as well. So it's just a lot for that period of time for students. And I was just curious how the college was planning on handling 3 very large and complicated projects at the same time.
Yeah, we coordinate that with the campuses really. CSI, Brooklyn College, Queens College, City College, all of those large campuses, you have large construction programs now. And it's a nice problem to have in order to deal with these issues. Many of the projects were actually on hold for quite some time. Projects took a long time for design. So with some of our modified process, many of the projects that were in hold are progressing right now. So that's in many of the campuses that we work with the campuses to coordinate and look at swing spaces and try to coordinate. And to your earlier question, Trustee Kabali, is DASNY actually, even though we have multiple projects in the same campus, every project is tendered and bid separately, and an award made based on the evaluation and the best bid submitted for the individual project. So they are not all have the same contractor. Yeah.
Understood. Thank you.
Any further discussion?
No.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item 7 is a resolution to authorize construction for the Black Box Theater renovation at Hunter College, North Building, number 2483. I now call on Executive Director Muhammad Atali to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Hunter College Black Box Theater upgrade project located on the 5th floor of the North Building will be renovated for use by the dance, theater, and film and media departments inclusive of the suites. The project includes upgrades to multi-purpose room, interactive media lab, lecture hall, corridors, and vestibules. The scope also encompasses new mechanical and sprinkler systems, electrical panels, lighting, fire alarm systems, telecommunications, and structural supports for audiovisual and stage lighting. The proposed upgrades will bring a significant portion of the 5th floor space into a state of good repair. Construction is anticipated to commence in August 2026 and be substantially completed by February 2028. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWE, and SDVBE goals. Thank you.
Okay, I move the approval of item 7. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none. I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Item 8 is a resolution to authorize fire alarm upgrade at NAM complex at the New York City College of Technology, number 2484. I now call on Executive Director Muhammad Atali to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution to authorize fire alarm upgrade at NAM complex at the New York City College of Technology. The upgrade of the NAM complex fire alarm system is one of the most urgent improvements required at the facility. The existing system has reached the end of its useful life and will soon no longer meet current code or operational standards. As a result, it is necessary to replace the entire fire alarm backbone infrastructure and upgrade the system to support full voice evacuation capabilities. The scope includes, but is not limited to, a complete replacement of the existing fire alarm system to achieve full compliance with the New York City Building Code. The new fire alarm system will integrate critical life safety features, including the atrium smoke exhaust system, carbon monoxide detection, smoke control doors between the library and the NAM complex, and a voice communication system. The necessary upgrade would bring the fire alarm system into a state of good repair and will significantly improve evacuation and safety coordination for both students and faculty. Construction is anticipated to commence in July 2026 and be substantially completed by December 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on CUNY, MWBE, and SDVBE goals. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of item 8. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm gonna ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item 9 is a resolution to authorize construction for the Pearl Building sixth-floor space renovations at the New York City College of Technology, number 2485. I now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. These renovations will involve the entire sixth floor, inclusive of all systems, their controls, auxiliary infrastructure, and devices to make an underutilized space fully operational. This project will consist of a floor-wide abatement, selective demolition of walls, and refresh of all finishes. The renovation will provide the college with 2 new computer labs, 6 new classrooms, 1 chemistry laboratory classroom, 1 office common study area, new enlarged bathrooms, as well as a new electrical and service closets. Abatement will take place at the start of construction. The upgrades will bring approximately 17,000 square feet of the Pearl Building sixth-floor space into a state of good repair and will significantly improve instructional and administrative facilities for both students and faculty. The project is expected to eliminate approximately $12 million in backlog and improve the building's overall state of good repair. Construction is anticipated to commence in July 2026 and be substantially completed by September 2027. The program management agreements requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVOB goals. Thank you.
Thank you. I move the approval of item 9. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion carries unanimously. Item 10 is a resolution to authorize escalator upgrades, North Bank, at the North Academic Center building at the City College of New York, number 2486. I now call on Executive Director Mohammed Atalia to provide further background on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The escalator upgrades looks to address the north bank of escalators, inclusive of their controls and auxiliary infrastructure. The existing escalators have exceeded their useful life and currently in a marginal condition with multiple deficiencies affecting performance and reliability. This modernization project will bring all escalator components into compliance with current national and local codes, significantly improving system reliability, safety, and accessibility. The investment is expected to improve the building's state of good repair by approximately 1.5% and will significantly improve safety and accessibility for student, faculty, staff, and visitors. The renewal of these systems will also reduce ongoing maintenance requirements and improve the long-term reliability of vertical transportation infrastructure within the facility. Construction is anticipated to commence in July 2026, with substantial completion expected by December 2027. The program management agreement requires DASNY to comply with and report on the applicable MWBE and SDVOB goals. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I'm going to move the approval of item 10. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. We now move on to informational items, and we're going to receive a CUCF progress update. I now call on Executive Director Muhammad Tali to report on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are bringing this information item to provide an update in terms of our capital planning, allocation of funding, in order to continue to upgrade and maintain our buildings and facilities in our pursuit for a state of good repair of the CUNY facilities, as well as addressing program growth areas and program growth aspects that are needed to continue bringing CUNY into advanced research and teaching environment. So we'll start by talking about our fund allocation, the fund that we receive and how we prioritize our projects. So we have three primary inputs into our prioritization process. We look at the condition of the specific systems, electrical, mechanical, and the different systems in a building. The condition of each system is one criterion. Also, the campus needs and its strategic priorities in terms of programmatic growth, program growth needs, upgrades and renovation of labs and lab spaces and classroom spaces. And in addition to these two, also we look at the project portfolio pipeline. If we have our existing projects that in need of additional funds, so we also take that into consideration. Those criteria or those primary inputs are put together, and in a meeting that involved the campus leadership, speaking with the president, with the vice president, we look at the different aspects, and a list of priorities are developed. And usually, for the most time, the list of priorities in terms of program growth or the actions needed in terms of deteriorated building components, the list come in a way that is higher than the available funding. So what happened is that is prioritized further, and there are two outputs come from this exercise, as you see at the bottom of the screen. To the right, one input is a fiscal year capital funding plan, and this is where we come up with a list that utilizes the approved funding in April, May by the state. And we provide that to our colleagues in the Department of Budget to review and approve the funding plan, and from there it moves into implementation. Projects and needs that did not make its way to this allocation will be included in our 5-year capital plan that is issued and published towards the end of the year for consideration by the next cycle. And that is usually, as I said, documented in a 5-year capital plan document that is issued. If we look closer at our building components, just to explain what I mentioned in the previous slide, is we look at facility systems, as you see in the left side. We look at electrical systems, elevators, exterior envelopes, and so on. And out of that, we identify and prioritize the vital systems. And vital systems, they are systems, if they go down, will disable our ability as an institution to deliver research and teaching. So we make sure that we respond to this in order to ensure that research, learning, and teaching is ongoing. In our estimate, based on our rough high-level estimate of those needed and what we call deferred capital, it comes to about $7.5 billion. So that's a number that we wanted to share with you. And this slide shows a bit of a breakdown of where the maximum of funding is needed. And as you see there, you see electrical and HVAC, that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, both together have more than half of the 7.5 billion in terms of need, followed by plumbing and interior finishes. So those are needs for certain systems to be upgraded. In the following slide, we look at an estimation of the vital systems that I mentioned earlier, and that goes from 7.5 to about 5.7 billion dollar. So those are the needs for the asset preservations or the state of good repair aspects of our building infrastructure. As an academic institution, on top of that, as I mentioned, we need the program growth and the program improvement areas. And example of that will include dining facilities for students, for example, student gathering spaces, community spaces, modernized athletic facilities, laboratories upgrade. Our research labs needs continuous improvement and upgrade in order to be in line with the advanced scientific needs. Also classroom upgrades, classroom technology, and so on. So when we add all of that, our overall ask in our capital request this year is about $10 billion for the next 5 years. And that's include the needed state of good repair aspects in addition to the program growth needs as well. And that is submitted over 5 years, and then we receive funding, and we're very thankful for the funding that we receive. And from there, we make sure, as I said, and we make our best in order to utilize this fund in the best way and with the prioritized aspect as we explained in our first slide. In this slide here, we provide just some numbers of the ask for a given year versus what we received. And you see in the very right column of the screen, the total over the past 5 years was a total ask of about 9.5 billion, and we received a total of 4.6 billion. And as I said, this is good for the institutions, and we work with our colleagues in the Department of Budget to develop the plan, and with our campuses and with our academics, and in order to put this fund in the best use and the best benefit of our university student, staff, and faculty. And in order to, again, in parallel to that, our team have been working very hard to enhance the ability and capabilities and the capacity of our own team in order to be able to advance and utilize those funds. So we have taken few measures in order to enhance this capacity and strengthen our team's ability to manage these projects and put forward projects. So I can share with you quickly some of these measures. The establishment of a program management office, PMO, to have an overall carriage and management of the entire program and continuous monitoring of the completion of projects on time and continue to keep the projects going forward. Also, we strengthen the rules of our project managers to strengthen their ability to manage construction more than an earlier role of an owner representative. So they have a stronger ability to be able to analyze and monitor the projects and continue moving the projects forward. We've also have taken measures to accelerate project scoping and reviews, working with our campuses. So we put some schedules for the CUNY managed project and more for the DASNY completed projects as well, to put time frames for project scoping to be completed and for design reviews to be completed in order to ensure that design is progressing fast. And as you've seen earlier, we see an increase of the activities on all of our campuses utilizing this approach is having a lot of needed projects are now coming on board and being implemented for the benefits of our student, staff, and faculty. Also strengthened our technology support. We brought the PM Web as a project management tool, and DASNY also have PM Web. So that facilitated the exchange of information between DASNY and CUNY in terms of project management, having updates and information on project status. And also CUNY as a whole now is pursuing the implementation of Workday under the umbrella of CUNY Work software as an enterprise resource planning system. So that's another activity that is being undertaken now, and that will strengthen our ability as well in terms of projects oversight. Also, we standardized the project timelines, so we put really time frames and bounds in terms of the different levels of projects as how long they will take, and in order to be able to enforce contracts and ensure that both DASNY and contractors are really confirming into those timelines and continue to progress projects. Aligning also our delivery with our financial management to ensure that both are moving in parallel. So implementing those aspects have been enabled and enhanced our ability really to deliver and enhanced our spend, and we see that in the next slide where you see here the annual spend is increasing steady. We went back to the year 22. If we go further to that, we will see the same kind of trend. So you see a full investment of about 285 million in 22, looking at 23-24 increase to 321, and then 346. This year that is concluded in end of March 31st, at end of fiscal year, we have completed 555 million of investment, which is a large increase this year, and it's an all high for CUNY to spend in 1 year. And we continue with this projection. We're projecting for next year 750, which is quite, we're challenging ourselves between us and working with DASNY for that challenge to achieve that mark. And this is why you see an influx of projects being approved. In this meeting today, we have approved 7 projects for a total value of $105 million, with all of them with expected completion by December 2027. So we wish to continue with that trajectory of project completion to, as I said, enhance our ability to be able to deal with issues at our buildings and our facilities and be able to be responsive to those needs. And the next slide also shows an improvement of our abilities and our team with a little index here. If you look at the second line from the bottom, that is a percentage between the allocated operating cost, that basically what we pay for salaries for our team or for our administrative charge as a percentage of completed projects. So our team in CUCF, they managed the CUNY managed project, which increased dramatically from an historical 20% to now closer to 40% of our program being CUNY managed. But also we have an oversight of the projects that are completed by DASNY in terms of coordination on site, design reviews, design approval, working with campuses for scope management. So there is a high level of involvement on that. And as you see, that index or this percentage is increasing to a large extent, reflecting the impact or the ability of our team to complete those projects. In addition to that, CUNY is also taking another initiative that we wanted to bring it to your attention, and you will be able to see it here.
Mr. Atala, I'm sorry, could you just go back? I apologize. Could you just go back to the last slide?
Yes.
Could you just go back over? I'm confused by the 40% of DASNY managed project value is ascribed to CUNY staff. Could you describe what that means for me, please?
Go ahead.
Certainly. So the function of the CUNY project manager is dual. On one hand, they directly manage what we refer to as the CUNY directly managed projects, where they have to execute all the functions associated with the day-to-day management of those projects. Concurrently, though, we are also supporting DASNY on the DASNY managed projects, serving as the primary conduit between DASNY and DASNY's consultants and contractors and the college. Those efforts, which as the Vice Chancellor noted, include supporting procurement activities, providing direction with respect to definition, evaluation, and decision-making associated with various specific project alternatives, considerations in terms of the cost effectiveness of the DASNY consultants and program managers and so forth. Those functions represent approximately 40% of our staff's time relative to the DASNY team. So from our perspective as CUNY project managers, we are assuming, or we are utilizing, not assuming, we are rather utilizing that we are effectively handling approximately 40% of that overall project workload from DASNY.
And do you think, is there an efficiency that, because it seems to me that's problematic, so I'd be interested in hearing how you think about that problem. One, do you see it as a problem? And two, how do you think about it as a problem?
Well, I think there's two levels to answer your question to that. The first point is that what we're hoping you can take from this slide is that over the years, if you look at the line that's just in red, one line above the bottom there, what you'll notice is that irrespectively of the mechanism of the calculation of that metric, CUNY staff utilization has increased dramatically. Looking at fiscal year 23 versus fiscal year 26, it's more than doubled. Now, in addition to that, the additional layer there is that the role of the CUNY project manager has also materially changed over the past 2 years. I wasn't here, I've only been here 2.5 years, but my understanding is that historically, the CUNY project manager served as the client rep, the owner's rep, on the DASNY managed projects. Now that role has changed dramatically in that the CUNY project manager is also responsible for schedule, advancing the schedule of the project. The CUNY project manager is also responsible for handling and reviewing the field condition related change orders as we proceed into construction with a lot of these projects. So the role of the CUNY project manager on the DASNY managed projects has increased dramatically over the years.
I understand. Do we get reimbursed? Does CUNY get reimbursed for the time they're spending on these projects? Is that factored into the project cost?
DASNY, both DASNY and CUNY have an allocation. We get a fixed allocation from the state for our program administration. There is a very little fund called the program administration, and CUNY receive an amount for program administration, and DASNY receives an amount for program administration. And it's a fixed amount, and we work with it. And this is why, as we said in this presentation here, just to show that working with our project managers and training and their scope of work, as Dimitri explained in detail, their productivity and output has been increased to a large extent.
No, I appreciate that. It seemed, you know, and DASNY gets a fee as well, don't they? Different from a project management fee? Do they take, when they're getting an award to manage a project, and are they getting any other fees in addition to the project management fee, or?
No, DASNY doesn't get an additional fee, and CUNY doesn't get an additional fee. As I explained, the budget is allocated. We get about 18 million in the last enacted budget. CUNY number is, I believe, closer to 19 million, about 18.9, and DASNY about 30 million, and this number is fixed. That's all what both entities get in order to administer the program.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It seems that 40% number seems problematic and something we should be spending some time thinking about maybe.
Okay. Thank you. So if we could proceed at that time. So the other program that I wanted to share with you, as we mentioned that in our presentation so far and our work, we're focusing on the capital side of things, which is the large capital projects and replacements and working with a state of good repair. There is a side of maintaining our facility, which is the routine maintenance and the preventive maintenance aspects of the facilities, which is currently, as structured by CUNY, is handled. We have 26 campuses, and every campus handle its own maintenance. So one initiative that will be launched very soon, we have been working on, is the facility shared service objectives in order to consolidate our ability to maintain building, our response to emergency, and our response to maintenance needs. So expected of this program is to bring efficiencies and timely response to emergency and plant operation needs. We also looking at avoiding a duplication of underutilization of resources, either duplication or underutilization of resources from campus to campus, to have all of our skilled trades working under central oversight. Supplement skilled trades workers on campuses experiencing a shortage. So we'll be able to respond in a better way to maintenance request. Streamline skilled trades, tighter labor relations to be handled by each respective regional hub. Also standardizing the service levels for all of our campuses to be able to receive the same level of maintenance and the same response time across all campuses. Ensuring and prioritizing health and safety and code compliance across all campuses. Also ensure that all skilled trades hours worked are accounted for in the system. So that's a very important piece that is part of this initiative, is bringing the Archibus system and ensuring that all of the work that is done by skilled trades is recorded and documented on the system. That will help actually facilitate our capital planning, will help to zero in or issues and areas that have issues or problems, and also will enable the documented response to maintenance request as it is requested by any campus user. Also expand on options for campus community to report the maintenance related concern on the system and consolidating the maintenance services. So in addition to that, we're also looking at the maintenance service contracts that for all campuses. Currently, campuses have several contracts for the same trades. It's a total of about 230 service contracts right now, all across the 26 campuses. So under this model, we'll consolidate those contracts in order to benefit from the purchasing power for the contracts, and also to standardize the levels and the response time. So to look more about the structure here, when I mentioned earlier the word hub, so looking at managing the university through 4 hubs. One in the north, which the hub will be at Bronx Community College. Campuses served will be Bronx, Lehman College, Ostos Community College, Hunter College. And the south hub would be at Brooklyn College, and that will be servicing College of Staten Island, Medgar Evers, Kingsborough, and City Tech. The east hub would be housed at Queensborough Community College, serving Queens College, York College, LaGuardia, and CUNY Law. And the Midtown will be housed at City College and serving Baruch College, John Jay, Borough of Manhattan, and the Graduate Center. And those 4 hubs will be also reporting centrally, so we'll have the same standard level of care, same process, documented work orders, and the creation of some mobile teams that will be able to serve and respond to emergencies in a faster and a better approach. This slide here summarizes a workflow process. So again, utilizing the Archibus system will be available for system stakeholders, students, staff, faculty to request maintenance work through Archibus system. Will generate automatic update emails going back to the user to let them know of what progress have been achieved on their request. Campuses will be updated and provided with updates regularly, and an email address created to be the center for that, facility service at cuny.edu, to have a central depository of all requirements. And the Facilities Operations Center dispatchers will be receiving those requests and creating the Archibus work orders and fielding those through the system to our appropriate skill trades. And with that approach, we'll be able, as I said, to create, to be able to achieve those benefits of having a better response time to emergencies and requests, and it will complement and work very closely with the capital process that we are working through, and enhance to have a unified approach towards the achievement of a state of good repair. And with that, that will conclude our presentation. And thank you very much. And we're willing to undertake it.
Yeah, thank you, Mohammed, for this very thorough report. Are there any further questions?
Chair Obergefell, if I may, I just have a few questions.
Sure.
Great. Vice Chancellor, thank you for the presentation. Dimitri, thank you for the presentation. Firstly, the shared service initiative, is that funded out of the capital administration appropriation, or are those operating dollars coming from the campuses?
Those are operating dollars. Moving forward, all operating dollars. Some of the capital equipment that we'll be utilizing, we have used a small portion of capital program administration to just to get those initial equipment. But other than that, the whole initiative is from the operating dollars.
Understood. Thank you. Could the trustees have access to the facility condition index by campus?
We can have that some of the items that we have, we could share that. Yes.
Great. I saw the helpful table by system group, so assumedly the system group could be broken down by campus. I think that'd be very helpful. And just the last request would be to have this presentation shared with the trustees. I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Great. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, let's see. The next meeting of the fund is scheduled for Thursday, September 17th at 2 p.m. The audit committee will meet on the same day at 1:30 p.m. Trustees of the audit committee are myself and Trustee Van Compel. With no more items on the agenda, I move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second? Thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, the meeting is adjourned. Everybody have a nice summer.